Welcome back. We'll resume the meeting. It is 10:13 a.m. Next up, we have the hemp plan. Veronica, you want to do, who wants to address the hemp plan? Or who wants to?
We submitted it last week.
Yeah, and so since the submission of the hemp plan last week, at last week's meeting, we've had a meeting on Monday with Secretary Treasurer Roy and then some community members as well as Rayanne Smith. And so that's my understanding as to why I'm down here. And I believe the community members have some proposed amendments to the plan. And then other than that, I mean, as I indicated at the meeting last week, that there was some question from the hemp group as to who would be signing the USDA application, and then similarly, there was a question as to what authorization there was. So I had sent a request for some direction to the hemp group to ask, what does the tribe want to do with hemp? Are we having a grow this year? If we're not, then, we need to communicate that to Tom Bement, who's, I think, in the process of getting those things. We need to communicate that to Adam Wolter, who's in the process of preparing the field for planting. So there's some direction that our group needs. And so I had sent that email, and I think that's sort of what spurred my involvement in this meeting for today.
Okay. And Al, you wanted to address that, you wanted a few more days to review it or have the.
So the last time we met, Mr. Chair, was last Thursday, and then we wanted to give an opportunity for band members and business owners to take a look at the hemp code and the applications. So we met Monday, and as Veronica said, a lot of the folks, they wanted a little bit more time to give feedback. And then I spoke to the gentlemen here, the band members and business owners, and they have taken an opportunity to take a look at it. I spoke with them briefly before the meeting here, and they stated that there are some amendments that they would like to propose to the council. And so I just, if permitted, to ask them what those amendments are.
Yeah, I mean, of course you guys can talk, but put them in writing, if you guys want to submit something.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we were writing something up last night. Jordan's got it on his computer. It's gotta be. I got hear him walking down the hall.
There he is, right there. Yeah, he said he's got some on his computer there, so.
Right.
And then you guys can.
Those amendments that you're talking about, I'm presenting them.
So more so than amendments.
Excuse me, Jodan.
Yes.
Okay, can I clarify that Jodan is not talking for Cannabis Aki? He's talking independently as his own entity?
Ani and Buju, Ogamay Gabo and Dijnakas, Jodan, Rozo. So first off, there are not so many amendments that need to be made as immediate, like strickens. I don't think I have the complete document here in front of me. I'm starting at page 5. But let's move on to page 6 here. This very first one needs to be removed. Statute 107, no expectation of privacy. No person shall have an expectation of privacy. You shall have no expectation of privacy.
Fourth Amendment violation.
With respect to any location that is permitted under Chapter 5 of this hemp plan, licensees, whether present or not.
Seventh Amendment violation.
This shall grant the HCO or other authorized White Earth Nation officers and representatives, law enforcement officials, and federal authorities access to the premises for inspection and sampling without cause and without advance notice.
Fourth Amendment.
That needs to be immediately stricken. And then we can move forward from there. I believe that there are a lot of good good things in this document. In particular to specific protections that are afforded to employees of producers or cultivators, however. But there is confusion within the definitions. Because within the language, the definitions of, in particular, tribe nation, White Earth Nation, White Earth Band of Minnesota Chippewa Tribe, they seem to be just interchangeable with the RBC, which are, of course, the tribe, nation, or band means us, membership, the individuals, not the quasi-sovereign entity of the Preservation Business Committee will be elected to represent us, okay? But without consent or consultation of the membership, you cannot, like the very first thing of establishment, White Earth Nation hereby establishes and authorizes the hemp control officer. White Earth Nation did not authorize that. This is being presented by the Reservation Business Committee. That position needs to be a referendum.
Two separate entities.
So you are acting on behalf of the people without our consent in creation of that. And that needs to be removed immediately.
Well, we need, like I said earlier, we need everything in writing, remember? So submit everything.
Why?
This isn't right.
Why do
It
you
needs
need
to be
it?
removed.
No, but I know, but you gotta request it too.
We are.
We're requesting it right now.
I am requesting it
Okay.
right now
Okay.
as your secretary or assistants should be taking the written language right now.
I can
Correct.
write it up. Just something
Thank you,
simple
Doug.
saying this has to be removed in this.
Yes, thank you.
And this is on record
Yes,
as we are live.
yeah, but it's not legal. I mean, we need something in writing. That's what I'm saying. If you get it in writing,
This is
then,
your document. So I did submit back in November, a public comment response.
Yep.
To the then medical marijuana program or medical cannabis program.
Yep.
I believe all of you have a copy of it. I CC'd everybody, including Gary Pudra of the Anishinaabe Today, who told me he could not print my public comment in the paper because it was too lengthy, apparently.
First Amendment right.
And I do have my public comment with me right now if you want to put it up on the big screen. But
we're on time, Council has to.
so my comments have been
Yes,
submitted.
yes. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
And there are any and all revisions to the proposed hemp code can be found within the within my my public comment submitted. Is that you guys extended the comment period, and I appreciate that as well.
Yep.
But I didn't realize it was up for public comment until the day before it was to be taken down. But I appreciate your time again. Please, for the sake of White Earth, review the two proposals I have submitted and the public comment. I believe Lenny Fine has hard copy and e-copy of my proposals.
Thank you.
And they have been submitted to RBC for action.
Can we get them up now, today?
No, but,
Because this is written, if
no, what you talking about? Hemp or what are you talking about, Jordan?
it's one plant.
It's cannabis.
It is,
But we're talking about hemp today. There's no cannabis on our agenda.
and I am talking about the public comment I made.
Yes, you submitted it already. Thank you.
Can you get it up so they can read it? Lenny, you guys have it.
I don't have it.
We don't
with
have
me.
it.
I do. Can I put it up on the?
No.
Why? Are you afraid?
Guys, we're talking about hemp today. We're not
Exactly,
talking.
it's cannabis.
It is not hemp until it
When
goes
you-
to,
Well, you made your comments. You're gonna submit them in writing,
they are.
and I appreciate it. Thank you.
I have submitted.
Yes, thank you.
Have you read them?
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, have you read the public comments?
No, I haven't.
Would you please?
Yes, I will.
That he does bring a good point. You're asking him to make comments and he did actually write a whole page worth of comments. You haven't read them. So what good does it do him?
Well, it goes to legal.
Sir,
I'm not gonna argue over.
no, please just let me finish my question, please. I'm asking you, please, can I finish my question?
Yes.
It just begs the question, what point would it do him to write a comment if you were the chairman of the tribe, you're not even going to read it? You want him to write it, but you're not going to read it or do anything with it.
I think
So my
it was not gonna do
question,
nothing.
why then would he have to write something?
I'm not gonna argue with you guys, so.
I'm not arguing.
Thank you.
I'm asking a logical
Thank you for your
question, sir.
comments. Thank you for your
So does
comments.
that mean
Miigwech.
no comment?
Thank you, guys.
Are you saying no comment? Okay.
No, I didn't say no comment. You guys have to submit your comments.
It has been.
Yes, thank you. Well, miigwech then, guys.
6
Thank you.
months ago.
Well, thank you.
So can you guys move on his comment that he's already made, since you just told him you can't move until he makes the comment and he did 6 months ago?
In
It's
writing,
on you then, balls of yours.
It is in
Writing.
writing.
yes.
It is
May I
right.
speak now, or did someone else want to speak?
Miigwech for your time and
Thank you, Jodan.
consideration of considerating.
Thank you.
Anybody else go first, please?
Thank you, guys.
And my understanding is that the public comments are regarding the medicinal marijuana regulations. It's not the public comments regarding the
No,
hemp
Joanne
plan.
has written, changes she's recommending.
Process.
It
So
is
I'm just
fully
saying, can
correct.
you just send them to her?
Yes, yes. That's the whole process, I think, isn't it, Len?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
But we do, the 6 months ago comment was, written comments was on the cannabis code.
Yeah.
Which
Which is what we voted
RBC
on.
has approved. And what we've said from legal,
Yeah.
we're willing, we should reopen and look at changes to that code.
Okay.
But that was the comment 6
But for
months
the
ago.
hemp code,
What we're talking about today and what's on the agenda today is the hemp plan that has been proposed.
And then they want to comment on the hemp plan. That's what you,
Yes.
that's what you said earlier.
We would not be having this conversation today had my public comment been taken into consideration in November.
Yes.
so they can send that to the legal.
Yes,
thing then?
yes.
Then they can,
Right. Well, so we have, and the RBC has, the comment that was made back in November.
I'm speaking to the
But-
amendments he was kind of talking about earlier.
Well, I just want to be clear too, then if we're talking, because we are talking about two separate things. We're
Yes,
talking
yeah,
about
I'm-
the cannabis
I'm-
code that was early winter, and now we're talking about the hemp plan
Yeah.
today.
There's no distinction between cannabis.
There are two different legal documents.
The distinction.
And that's what I'm
between hemp and
talking about.
Marijuana is the definition of 0.3% concentration of delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol by dry weight.
And what I'm talking about is there are two different legal documents that the RBC has considered. There's the medicinal cannabis code and there is the hemp
But it
plan.
can easily put under one umbrella term called cannabis and still be beneficial to the people, yet you are placating to the federal government, the state government, and we are a sovereign nation. May I speak?
I think, guys, we gotta move forward and you guys can,
Of course you want to move forward, Mike Fairbanks, because you want to curtail the focus on it. So let's get to the chase. I would like to know how many people in this room, including the council member, want to get rid of Richard Tallbear for his failure.
guys, we're not talking about contractors
Because
now.
he's the one who's gonna be involved with this hemp growing and with this cannabis growing. You've given him over $500,000 in failing to grow
Kevin.
cannabis. Now, you presented a plan an hour before the meeting last week. It was sent out by email by Veronica less than an hour before the meeting, and you're asking the council, you're trying to steamroll it through Leonard Fine and you're pressing them to agree and sign on it. And now you're pressing to push it forward again. I think the whole plan should be rewritten the whole thing, because it's an absolute violation of our rights. And my question to you, council members, this is an atrocity that we keep using Richard Tallbear. So how do we pull his contract? Because it needs to be done.
Vote.
Because,
Ask for a vote. You ask for them to vote right now.
yeah, I'm asking that some.
No, we're not here to vote. We're here talking about hemp, guys. We're talking about hemp.
You can't speak for all of the other
Thank you.
members here like that, can you?
So on the council,
You
I
said
want to
no.
know,
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Call the meeting to order. Miigwech, thank you. We're moving on to the next agenda.
About the hemp plan and he's.
So you're not
in the hemp
listening
plan.
to the.
Hold on here.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, they're asking
I
about
wanna
Mr.
know.
Tallbear, and we've been asking about Mr. Tallbear. I know Alan sent he wanted an update on all that. And, actually, so do I, because we produce no hemp. Was asked to go look at it. There was nothing. He said they moved it. He bought equipment. Where is this equipment? Is it ours? Is it his? He hasn't produced nothing, and quite frankly, I don't see us using him. It's a waste of money.
I agree with that, Mr. Chairman. I have been getting bombarded on Mr. Tallbear since day one. We paid him how much? $140,000. He didn't produce nothing for us. Well, then I want paperwork. I want to see it in paper, Mr. Chairman. His contract,
on right
how much he
now.
was paid, and what he brought into us for a profit, or because he told us at one time he had it stored in the building. We asked him where at. We wanted to go look at it. We never got to see it. Then he said we had it processed. Okay, where's the process at? Where's our money back to this? Because there's a lot of people upset over how much he was paid. And then you're gonna turn around and give him another contract for how much without consulting with us, Mr. Chairman? Come on, we are a board here. Let's start acting like one.
Right, I agree with Raymond all the way, man.
And these are our members, and they deserve to know what is going on.
You guys have been a part of this for years, and this is why we want to bring them in. Because they know just as much as Tallbear, if not more.
Major violation of Article, 13, the rights of members, Mike, of the Constitution, rights of members to participate in the process here.
He was hired unconstitutional. It wasn't even brought up to the reservation that such a position was open before you were elected. How many hours have we been on the phone, Mike Fairbanks? How many hours after that? And then as soon as this cannabis grow started coming in it, you shut your door to me. You lied to me on several occasions. You claim that you're a traditionalist,
Yeah,
but you're not.
thank you.
You want to mow, a liar.
Okay, so we should, Mr. Chair, if I can, request, they want us to move on Mr. Tallbear. If we can get more information on him and act on that on the next meeting immediately, because of the simple fact is, I want to know he said $1 million, $5 million, it was going to bring us profit. When? Is it going to be 10 years from now or when? We never seen the hemp product. And I don't even know, because I wasn't on when you guys contracted him the first time. So I don't even know what he would promised, but it's like he's not fulfilling his contract,
We need.
and that's something, we're losing money on that, and that is not right, especially when we have members that we should be contracting with our own members.
Right.
And I know it was said that we did with him because if there's any legal stuff that comes up, then it would be on him. Well, our members are right here. They're knowledgeable on hemp. They're willing to grow.
Here's seeds right now.
Let's contract with them,
Here's
give them the same
seeds.
chance we gave Tallbear
Right.
and move forward.
My gift
you know?
to you.
I
My
would
gift
not,
to you, cannabis seeds.
I would not be stirring the shit pot
Where's my
if I'm
tray?
not willing to lick this spoon,
Here's a tray right now. We got some dirt.
Right.
I'm asking for the council members to plant some of those seeds right now so we can grow our future.
Council and people come together. Why
Hey,
would
guys.
you, hold on.
Pull the weeds of
We could
ignorance,
lead the,
plant the seeds of truth, harvest a positive future.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
did we get a vote on about Tallbear?
Proposal, removal of Tallbear, removal of
I believe.
Thank you.
Mr. Thompson had a remark.
To the other council, can you guys propose the removal of Tallbear?
Go ahead, Todd. You can talk now.
Sorry.
Why even bring that guy back when it was proven what that guy was saying was a lie? He said he grew 20 acres of fucking hemp. And there I was there.
Doesn't make sense.
There, he did not even grow close to probably a third of an acre of what he said he grew. That was a complete lie. I brought that up that first meeting, and you ignored it. What this guy said and what he did is a complete lie.
And you ignored it, Mike Fairbanks. You continue to
And
ignore
you bring him
it.
back, you bring him back a second time? Why? Somebody's wasting money. Everyone knows that there's money being wasted.
There's no business
I
that would do
propose
that.
an audit of Mike
Another
Fairbanks
contract?
and Richard Tallbear.
Yeah.
I would like an
Like, don't
audit.
want to share the rest of the information with the, council here, what's going on here, it should be shared like
What's
Damon
going
said.
on? Why?
Of Mike
Money on the
Fairbanks
table, man.
and Richard
No
Tallbear.
business would give somebody another contract after losing over $300,000 of our money. I mean, that's their people's money, right?
Like I
It's
said,
about the people. You say it's about the people. So
Thank
why
you.
are we being avoided? Why are you
Money
trying to
came
keep us
from-
out of what's going on? And why are you defending Tallbear?
I'm not defending no
You
one.
lost us that money. Bro, you call me bro.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. We're going
Step down.
to the next item,
Step
so
down,
thank you.
Fairbanks.
I'm gonna do-
Step down.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to see the paperwork on what's going on before we even
Yeah.
start another contract with Tallbear. And I think it should be up to us as a council to make that decision on Mr.
Yes.
Tallbear again.
Yes, you guys did.
Fire
This
Tallbear.
deal, Mr. Chairman, that went through, is giving us all a black eye. And it's making us look bad, not only us, but you and our chairman, our whole tribal council, And that's not right, because we as council members are elected also, and we got a right to know what the hell's going on with our money and where it comes from, where it goes.
Exactly.
And if this is not a correct deal, and, Tallbear sold us a year ago that he had all this, and he convinced me that he could do the job. Well, come to find out, he didn't do a shit, didn't do nothing for us. And I've had enough of it. These guys have been with us for months. And we are finally starting to look at what they got to offer, and they offer more than what Tallbear does. That's my feelings. And before we move any farther with Tallbear, I want to see the paperwork on them, how much we spent on them, what we lost on it. And so do our public, so does the public.
Yes, I think it should be publicized just because he is an outside contractor and we have people here that can do it for us. And they're asking questions. I think the members deserve to know.
Can
Because,
a council member
you know.
propose a removal of Tallbear?
Can I
Like
request
right
a
now,
motion be made?
a motion to remove Tallbear.
Well, you know what, guys, I think before we do that, I think we should at least see the paper. I know, we know what's going on. Excuse me, Nancy, we know what's going on, but we haven't seen it. We are the council that likes to make sure that the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed. Once we find that out, then I think we can move on. But as far as we haven't seen it on paper. And that's what I'm requesting today.
Call a special meeting for that one issue.
I'm sorry.
Is that
But
okay?
wait a minute, we've already discussed, this is like turning the old wheel again.
Yeah, well, exactly, but
Fight us every time.
Right, Todd, but-
You got proof.
The cannabis,
we haven't,
never gonna please them.
I'm sorry to say, but I am the type of guy that wants to see it on paperwork. Once we get that paperwork in, then I will go ahead and make that motion. But it's gotta come to the chairman first. I gotta request it to the chairman.
Kenny, can you make the motion, please? The guy.
But it's up to the chairman if he.
I want to see it too, and then I will motion. So, okay, we're gonna have a special meeting just on that, and we will make.
Kathy, can you make the motion, please? The guy.
See the
I
paperwork first.
You've talked to me on the phone and you haven't even read the cannabis code before.
They're moving in the direction of doing it. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, we are.
It's too late. We need seeds in the ground now. If we want a good health.
Okay, so, Representative Jackson has requested a special meeting pertaining to this issue. In the meantime, as the treasurer, I'm responsible for audits. So I will work with staff to pull the paperwork associated with Mr. Tallbear. And then, if, the chairman, I assume will call a special meeting related to the issue. And then the status of this contract can be deliberated and decided by the RBC.
Thank you. Miigwech, guys.
Yes, soon as possible.
All right, thank you, guys. Moving forward to the next,
With you guys, just,
No, not with me.
well, why not, Nation? What's up?
Because we have an inalienable right to grow our health maintenance and pain management. Since 2004, I've been begging and pleading of the council to grow cannabis. You continue, Mike Fairbanks, you continue to not ask me my opinion. 40 years I've been using cannabis, 25 years an activist about cannabis. Before I was in this wheelchair, I was walking in marches about the legalization of cannabis. And forgive me for my hubris or ego, but I know my shit about cannabis.
all right, thank you,
All I want to
guys.
do is grow cannabis for the people. I don't want to grow it for the RBC and sell it to the people like you guys are proposing. We have the right to plant seeds now.
And I totally agree with that, Nation, but, and like I said, until I see that paperwork on Mr. Talbot and the Secretary Judge just said he can get us this, we are gonna set up a special meeting next week for it. And we will go from there. And if it doesn't look right to me, then I will ask the chairman to make a roll call vote on it. And if necessary, I will make the motion to get rid of Mr. Talbot. Because I too am very upset here with what has taken place. And I know you guys want to plant seeds right away, but so do they. They're trying to get the operation pushed through, but we're gonna put a stop to that. So it's not only you being stopped, it's Talbot being stopped right now.
Well, give me that little tray right now there, if someone could, and we got some dirt, and I'm gonna plant seeds right now and call the police and arrest me if it's illegal. If it's legal.
All right,
Just so you guys know that this is what we are, so we've got to move on with our meeting.
all right, guys.
Not trying to cut you guys off or anything, but which for you guys comments, and like I said, if need be, I will make that motion to get rid of Talbot.
Okay, so if it's illegal, call the police right now, because I'm planting seeds in this little tray starter, and I'm giving it to the tribe. That, I've done more than Tall Bear just there. Just by doing this, I've done more than Tall Bear.
All right, thanks, guys.
Just as.
I would like to invite every one of you council people out where that grow was,
There you go.
and take a look. You live right there, man.
I have never seen it, but I heard it was up and growing.
Go, you know,
then I
I
heard it got
invite you,
drowned
I
out,
invite you to
then I
go
heard-
out there. I mean, that should tell you enough right there.
Let me know where it's at, and I will go check. it
County
out.
Road 4 and
Just south of
200.
Is it north of McCoon's or
Just south of McCoon's.
south of McCoon's?
It's right there, man.
Right
You
next to,
can't miss it.
what's that?
Is it near that little
Chuck's-
river?
Chuck's
And I'll
where he
leave-
works on those
is it
vehicles.
near-
I'll leave 5 of these, open, and I
1,000
ask
feet, so-
humbly for the council to come and plant the seed also.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time today, so.
But we got other things we gotta take care of, but I assure you, there will be a special meeting on this, and we will take care of that, okay? And I appreciate you.
All right, guys, Miigwech.
We will take care of it. We heard you guys' voices, and we'll be after them.
I invite anybody here. We got 18 holes here. Anybody can plant.
All right, guys.
Andy's coming up.
Good.
Andy's coming up.
Oh, and you want me to do the first? Miigwech. Just about half inch. Miigwech.
Brady's there and Alan's lining up.
Oh, huh. Miigwech.
Right there.
Kathy?
You guys are gonna,
Mike?
you guys are gonna make me cry.
All right, let's go.
Plant a seed?
All right, yeah,
We're gonna move forward.
we gotta move.
You don't want to? Okay.
Forward.
Thank you, Mr.
Mike
Thank you.
Fairbanks?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We're gonna move forward, guys. Thank you.
Mike Fairbanks?
You wanna
Miigwech.
plant a seed with us
Degas?
Miigwech.
Degas?
next time?
All right, next up on the agenda is the Whitehorse Fire Department request. So we have a request from the Whitehorse Fire Department for 3 trucks to be replaced or parts, power steering pumps, or a steering pumper, a tanker, brush truck. And they have quite a list here of other equipment they want. I know it was submitted by the fire department, but, talking to, the District 3 rep earlier. Annie, she's still here?
Go to the bathroom.
Which one is that on, Mr. Chair?
We're on a request for the White Earth Fire Department. I think that I wanted to talk to Gus about, and Willie is, some of this stuff is, we are looking at it, but I know that, talking to the other councils, like did you guys get a copy of that we wanted to look at this budget and see what, how much we can, how much we'll be able to handle that. So I know it's pretty extensive.
Maybe roll this into our ARP budgets?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we could look at this and putting this into our ARP budget, so. You good with that, Lynn?
We'll have to review it, yeah, but like Alan's working on getting the budgets put together, so it's good to get these requests.
Yeah, because we got like 2 or 3 of them already, so.
Is that White Earth?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
gonna put it in the ARP budget, Annie, so.
1.2.
We want to see what their budget looks like, what they cover, and then,
Yeah.
I know they cover, a lot. They're like mostly res, so.
Yeah.
I think there is some volunteer stuff they do off res, but that would be great, because it's the safety of our people.
Right, but at the same time, I'd like to take consideration of these other, like, Natiwash, they got a pretty big community too, but I know they aren't putting in requests like this Pine Point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said, we'll look at all that stuff with the ARP money.
But White Earth and Natiwash are the only two that actually, focus mostly on our res,
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's what I say, if we can do it for one, because I know we do, not to get District 3, but I know we do put a lot of money into this fire department, which is helpful for our people, because I'm always catching hell up in Rice Lake is how come we don't have a fire department up there? We used to have one, but I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
That's why I'm just saying that, Mr. Chairman, which.
Yeah, we'll put that into that budget area, so. Next up is the, Muscogee board for, one of, I know the late Dennis Hisgun, Honorable Hisgun was sat on the board for White Earth for many, many years. Muscogee. And, I know the request that I got, the only one request I got from it, did any other council members get requests to send them on that board? Because each tribe gets a seat on that board. I think the only request I got was from Henry Fox to sit on that board for us. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions or unless you want to put it out for applicants for this, or do you just want to appoint a band member to that board?
I think, Mr. Chair, I think we should, put that out for requests.
Okay. All right. So we'll put that out there for a request on that, that board member at the Muscogee Treatment Center. So. All right, then the next up is the Minnesota Department of Revenue Population Request.
Is that the one, Glenn?
That was from Don Blanchard from the tribal liaison from the commissioner. She asked about contacting and requesting current population numbers, which are needed to commute refunds payable to under our tax agreement. So
I assume finance or enrollment has that, legal doesn't have that. We don't do anything with that legal.
I'll talk with Scott.
Right, but look at what they're requesting.
I'll bring it to the next meeting. I know they just needed, in a couple of days.
yeah.
How many of these are native?
The next up is a donation request for the Woburn Schools Boys Summer Basketball. Now, Kurt, what was that for, Kurt? You remember?
3545. It's for multiple terms, yeah. They just came to me and asked, because they're looking to go to tournaments this summer.
Have they fundraised anything? Because we can probably give them up to half. I don't know what does council think.
Yeah, they've been fundraising for the food and stuff. This is just the entry fees for the tournaments.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, please.
I know I brought it up in the past when we were talking about the graduation assistance and, how many of these are our enrolled members?
Yes.
We should set a set amount for, each enrolled member, be it 100, 200, whatever, depending on what they're doing. Because, if we're gonna fund it, I want to know how much of them are enrolled.
You get that information?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you, Kurt.
And then I got a request that, but I don't know if they're enrolled members or not, but they want to use the use of a vehicle out to Manda, North Dakota for a tournament out there. But they never got back to me whether they're enrolled members, but I know a couple are from Fond du Lac and there's a couple from Red Lake, and I don't know if there's actually somebody from here, but they don't have no transportation to get out. They want to know if we could supply them with a vehicle, and I said, well, I don't know, it'd be nice if they were tribal enrolled members, well, they're Native Americans. For that case, then I just told them, why don't you go to Red Lake then or Fond du Lac, and because if we don't have them, what are you requesting from us for? And I never got an answer back, so, but I'm in favor of these guys too, but as long as we can look at, we got a lot of these young kids that are playing in tournaments over the summer also too, and they're not requesting as much there. It might come to that over the months, but I know we got this pace setter tournaments that these two young girls get into every year. So if we can approve one, I would just like to say, I'd like to see all of them approved. They are our future and they are.
Oh, we got that youth money too.
Yeah.
At the casino,
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that is building.
But Ray, you can get your request if you get it back, get it to Curtis.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
All right, so we'll get more information on those two requests and we'll bring them to Tuesday's meeting, huh, Kurt? Okay. All right, we got the Waiters Powell fish request, and that was for
100 fillets.
500 please. Good, huh?
Well, with COVID too, we might have a crowd.
Imagine that's for that.
Yeah, but a crowd here because
powwow this year.
That'd be big,
a
man.
lot of these other powwows, aren't doing theirs. I mean, that's.
I think we should approve that.
Well, I did too. I think, just like our powwow, I think we're gonna be overwhelmed up there.
You guys are gonna be packed, man. You guys could leave shaking and happen. There's,
12 vendors.
you guys are gonna be.
Having there, so we got 12 vendors. I don't know how many drums that have requested, but don't be too surprised if Ray Steak doesn't put in for more money because
I told Henry to put in for Saturday, put in extra money for Saturday, like an extra 50,000. He didn't do it. We could have started the poll on Saturday.
we got a committee council meeting right tonight. So
Talk to Ray. I told Henry, I said, get us a written request for day. Well, council will probably more likely go along
They
with that.
didn't know. I just told them that at least they wasn't having theirs. And I told them, I said, I got a feeling we're gonna get bombarded because that little powwow is gonna jump right up there this year. So, so don't be too surprised if another donation don't do that. With 13 vendors and they're already looking at more coming in.
Yeah, get us a request by Tuesday.
This week anyway.
Yeah, Tuesday's meeting. Yeah, because we'll be glad to help.
Who's in charge of vendors?
Huh?
Who's in charge of?
I think it's that new one that's on there, Autumn Oganash, I think her name is. But we just got two new members on there, and I know one of them is in charge of that, and I think it's along with Henry, I believe, who are in charge of the vendors.
Is there a poster, right?
Yeah, there's a poster.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook. There, get it out. Go under Rice Lake Community Council, Jack went. And then ask for a rent request, spend request, but they do got that page out there, and I tell you, that page does awesome for our community. And I know we got a lot from Leech Lake, some from even cities down here that are on there.
It's worth money, huh?
For Rice Lake Community Council, Jack went.
Right.
And you ask for a request on it, they'll let you on, and you can see everything that's going on in our village.
All right, next up is, of course, we're still talking about the fillets, the 500 walleye fillets.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Motion by Kathy, second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We're good. All right, the next up I have is the tribal canoe.
Mr. Chair, Naysay has his arm for a question.
We got two more things, items, and then we'll come back to you, okay?
Well,
I just got two items that,
My ride has to go. This has totally separate of cannabis and all that. Up in, and forgive me, Mike, up in Moorhead at the senior high school, we have 16, possibly 18 Native American students that are graduating from high school. And I think that in this turmoil, chaotic time, I'm trying to get eagle feathers for them. And so I think it's pertinent that here on the reservation, that we honor these children that are graduating, because it's hard enough as Anishinaabe to get through school. And so if we can somehow do an outreach to the community to get these incredible people some eagle feathers, because there's nothing that's more honoring as Anishinaabe. And if anybody could assist me, I'm working on those up in Moorhead, and that's it. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I got Lori looking into it. We'll probably search out from our natural resource department that probably has some eagles in the freezers. So, well, we'll get you some feathers, okay?
Miigwech.
All right, miigwech.
And then, I'm sorry about my passion.
All right, next up is the canoe, the tribal canoe drawing. Anybody have any questions on that?
Motion, now just general consent.
Yeah, keep moving it forward. Yeah, because, okay, all right then.
I'm agree with it.
All right. We all good with the canoe drawing? Annie, Kathy?
Yeah.
Okay, miigwech. All right, then the consent agenda, the request is pretty small back there, not much on there. Childcare license, some life comprehension support, adult basic education, Franklin Properties, the special service contract between Waiters and Donovan Burnett, Dove, new business license for the Shooting Star Casino.
New business licenses for that Playport agreement.
Playport agreement, okay, and then the three northern contracts for.
It's to improve the certain roads.
Okay. All right, motion for the consent agenda? Yeah, that's it. Short one this week.
Okay, I'll motion.
Motion by Ray, second.
Second.
Second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Miigwech. Well, thanks. I want to say thanks to
Yeah. we can-
I want to say miigwech to everyone for staying on today, and I
Wait,
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Chairman?
Sorry about these two here.
Yeah, I see that we had tabled from the last meeting.
Jerry, do you want to talk about that in executive or?
They're supposed to be giving us a presentation.
Yes, that's,
Adam and them do.
yes.
Okay.
Was requested.
Take a little
Off
break.
the camera.
No, Mike Triplett.
Mike Triplett on the
Give us a
resolutions
presentation.
for the
That's
renewable
what we're
energy
now.
and,
Yeah.
We have to table that again, Mr. Chair.
Okay, well, we'll table those two items again till we get the more information.
I think there should be a motion to suspend them until there's a presentation. That way you don't have to keep putting it, table, it needs to go on the next agenda, but if you suspend it, then
Yeah,
you're good until. the
because if we
next
table it 3 times, then
Oh,
it's.
Okay, motion to suspend the two
Resolution.
resolutions for
Dave's gonna be here between us.
Yeah,
economic development.
we're pushing them 3 times, then they're off the agenda.
No, it's.
So I'll motion to. suspend.
Motion to suspend them by Raymond. Second? Second by Kathy. All in favor?
Aye.
We're just suspending these for now.
Oh, until we can bring them back.
Yeah.
If we table them more than 3 times, then they gotta be thrown out.
Oh, okay, yeah, aye.
Okay, a motion carried.
We're just motioning to suspend.
Yeah, we're just finishing up on the Get Up Live TV and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Be good to everyone. Thank you. Igwabamen.
And Mr. Chairman, if we